right, we are into another weekend of movies. Today we have two movies, part of the summer movie draft coming out. My personal pick, Bring Her Back, the horror film, and then a pick by my fellow player Dan with Karate Kid Legends. I am on my way now to go see an early show, and when I say early, it's like just before noon. Show of Karate Kid Legends, followed up by Bring Her Back. Karate Kid Legends is like a 97-minute long movie, so I mean it's gonna be very short. It'll be interesting to see how quickly we develop into the story and all that sort of thing without a little amount of screen time. I'm a fan of the most of the series of the Karate Kid saga. I personally have not seen a single minute of Cobra Kai. I just know that everyone that I know whose opinion and that sort of thing matters have really enjoyed the series. I just never gotten around to it myself. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. I don't know. I highly doubt this is going to tie into that series whatsoever. Very most bring up stuff that has happened to Danny up until the third movie. But we'll find out. Then we got the horror film Bring Her Back. Australian. Looks creepy as hell. Hearing some really unsettling things about it, which is always great. The previous movie, Talk to Me, the possessed hand that allows you to experience ghosts. Yeah, so I'm looking for a really spooky, really kind of. Tis the summer of horror. Already had Clown in a Cornfield, Final Destination, Bloodlines. Actually, the year's been pretty good. I mean, we started off with Wolfman and The Monkey. One of three Stephen King movies coming out this year. Getting to the theater now on a Sunday morning. So, Karate Kid Legends and Bring Her Back. We'll check in at the theater. We do have a little something for the snacking crew. Still plenty of the Minecraft TNT boxes, but we have the Five Boroughs 2025 tournament box. So it's like a setup sort of thing. Hold your popcorn. Hadn't expected to see something from Karate Kid. There's plenty of those. Yeah. No Stitch, no Mission Impossible stuff. Creepy poster. Right now I'm in here. See this? Sugar and caffeine. Get a spotlight with me today. Cheers. Cherry vanilla Coke. First thing in the morning. Technically not, but you get it. Alright. Well, we're gonna see what this is all about and Karate Kid Legends. Check back with you guys in a bit. Alright, so to begin with, I'd messed up on my timing of the movies themselves. One sort of thing you really have to avoid doing when you're going to see, in particular, a new horror film, is don't miss the first 10 minutes of the movie, because you'll either miss probably the first major scare of the movie or a major plot point that'll come up later and all that sort of thing. So that's what happened here. When I got out of Karate Kid Legends, I went to go purchase my ticket for Bring Her Back. The person at the thing said, okay, well, the movie's already started, so like about 10 minutes ago. And I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. And they're all like, well, we can get you a ticket for the next showing, which unfortunately was like 2 hours from now, and there's nothing to do for the next 2 hours. And I went, okay, never mind, I'll pass on the ticket. So sadly, I didn't get to see Bring Her Back, but I did, as I had mentioned earlier, did get to see Karate Kid Legends. It starts off very nostalgic. It actually starts off with an actual scene from the original movie. In Pat Morita, in Mr. Miyagi's, Sensei Miyagi's form, and all that from the first one, and a young LaRusso was a nice way to start. Spoiler alert, but it's the opening sequence. It's the very first thing you see in the movie. It does the setup of how the one family learned from the other family and all that sort of thing, and then goes into setting up Sensei Han's section of the storyline. It is a brief movie. It flows nicely. There's not very much that, I mean, could be chopped out more of this movie. That there are certain sequences that probably were chopped down. We took a while to get to any sort of training montage, which seemed to be probably a lot less than it probably could have been, or probably was to begin with. But again, for a movie that's only 97 minutes long, from start to finish. But it's good. The new Karate Kid, it's pretty good. He does, the actor, in sequences where he's doing his own fighting sequences and all that, has a very Jackie Chan feel to his moves and all that. Even like the comedic bits and whatnot. He's a very entertaining actor. It's fun. There's some really cool training montages and some really good fight sequences and all that, which you would expect from a movie like this, especially with having the history of it. This is the best Karate Kid movie I've seen in the theaters in the past while. Was not a fan of that first Karate Kid Jackie Chan movie. This one had more of a proper feel. If they had jumped to this movie instead of doing Jaden Smith version, probably would have been much better. But also, at that time, I don't think we would have had any sort of like feel for what we got from Cobra Kai and all that, with the return of Ralph Macchio being brought back into it. Because that would have, if it had been back then before Cobra Kai, it definitely would have felt like stunt casting. But because of Cobra Kai, this feels like a natural progression. This is how the story should have went. It's well directed. It's fantastically acted. Again, it's a short movie, so they pack a lot of story, and nothing seems to be too, like in the other Karate Kid movies, like we're talking the early ones, the early Ralph Macchio ones, we got to see a bit of, especially the first one, we got to see a bit of what's going on with the other guys, like the bad guys, quote unquote bad guys. We get a very small amount of this, so we don't get to explore a lot of the backstory of the main bad guy. Fabulously acted. He plays a really good tough guy. Yeah, no, it was fun. It was a fun movie. It was entertaining. The lead has a lot of charisma. I apologize for not remembering what his name is. And yeah, again, fish out of water story. It's your classic first time movie sort of thing. But this time, the sensei seeks out the student. But yeah, Karate Kid's doing pretty good. Karate Kid also has been released internationally already, so it has an actual jump on its numbers, so that'll be interesting to see how their weekend turns out. Again, it's probably not going to beat Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible, but it'll definitely be a solid third place. But, yeah, so there we go. Karate Kid Legends, a solid hit. It's not going to be for everybody. It's going to be one of those movies, if you're nostalgic about it, yes. If you like the actors, yes. I don't think it's going to bring in a lot of people other than those people. Just, sure, it's a karate fighting movie and all that sort of thing. It's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of meat on the story, which is kind of cool. But yeah. So, but it's probably going to bring in the nostalgic watches and those that are a fan of Cobra Kai or Jackie Chan. That's what I see that being. So, yeah. But again, I enjoyed it. Glad I got to see it. Now, sadly, it doesn't need to be a theatrical movie. There's no big screen sort of effects and all that, but it's not that type of movie. I mean, if you know about them, they're not that type of movie. I mean, they're back in the day, they were an epic thing because at that time, those movies were the type of movies that made big hits, and it was a big hit. And I'm talking like the originals and whatnot. But yeah, there you go. Karate Kid Legends. Worth the watch. And there you go. So next week, see you at the box office.